This call is being recorded.
Well, good morning. Hey, and welcome to the Uplift Breakthrough Leadership Call. This is Coach 100K, helping you to make six figures in this industry, guys. We're excited to have you on the call. An incredible call this morning. We're expecting top line. Sure to go ahead on and get your friends on here before the lines pack out. But guys, we're excited because today is the day that the Lord made. And here's the good thing about it. Every day brings new blessings. Yesterday died. Someone's at 11:59 p.m. Okay, so that's over. Good or bad, whatever you did good, whatever you did bad, it's okay to do it. Some better stuff. Let's go and bring on our breakthrough uplift leadership leader here, guys. This guy is incredible, an incredible leader. Whatever he touches, actually literally turns to gold. He declares, he decrees, he's a breakthrough specialist, builds teams bigger than faster than anybody I know. Help us look to the call today. Dr. Breakthrough, is breakthrough time. Shark.
Shark. Hey, thank you, Pastor Kenny, Coach 100K. And folks, we got a very special guest speaker coming on. So I need you to send out a quick text or tweet. I want us to jam pack these lines like crazy. An incredible speaker, Dr. Willie Jolley. And but anyway, in the meantime, let me read my daily attitude adjuster, give you just a minute. So text somebody, tweet somebody, say, Facebook somebody, LinkedIn, say, man, jump on now. So here's my daily attitude adjuster. Then we're going to bring on our special guest. Wow, what a great day to be alive. I feel dynamite. I like me. I accept me. I love me. I'm going to have a super fantastic day today because I'm too blessed to be depressed. I'm too blessed to be stressed. Too glad to be sad, too anointed to be disappointed. I'm too elated to be agitated, too legit to quit, too grounded to be confounded, too grateful to be hateful, too gifted to be restricted, and too saved not to be getting paid. Circumstances are lining themselves in my favor. I am healthy, physically fit, and intellectually equipped. I have wisdom far beyond my years. I'm an extraordinary person with incredible abilities, which I would use to add value to other people's lives, knowing that as I empower others to reach their dreams, I will automatically reach my own. Money flows freely and frequently from expected and unexpected sources in exchange for the value that I consistently bring to the marketplace. I anticipate meeting the person or group of people today who are willing to use their power, wealth, and influence to help me achieve my dreams. All day long, people will go out of their way to bless me. Today, I will add great value to someone's life. I will show compassion to those in need. I will give strength to the weak and inspiration to the weary. Someone needs what I have to offer, and I gladly make myself available. I embrace abundance, and it embraces me. I'm abundant in every good way. I am an abundance magnet. I like money, and it likes me. It is attracted to me, and it comes abundantly from many sources. I circulate God's money wisely because it's a tool to help those in need. And it's also a way of keeping score of how many people's lives are added value to. I may have been broke, busted, and disgusted, but now I declare that I'm rich, growing, and overflowing. My business is booming, checks are zooming, and I'm happy on purpose. I'm experiencing great victories, supernatural turnarounds, and miraculous breakthroughs in the midst of great impossibilities. I am an overcomer. If my mountain can be removed, I develop and practice my mountain climbing skills. I may experience a setback, but setbacks are only setups for comebacks. As a matter of fact, setbacks pave the way for comebacks. I make lemonade out of life's lemons. And if life dares to knock me down, I'll fall on my back, realizing as long as I can look up, I can get up. I commit to paying for my dreams with perspiration and preparation so that I won't have to live with my nightmares of regret. I do not procrastinate because procrastination, it leads to devastation. It is the assassination of my destination. Thus, I will act now. I'm a doer. I get results that last. I now release the champion that is inside of me. I am the leader that multitudes of people are looking for, so I choose to succeed today and every day hereafter Watch out, world, here I come. My friend, that's my Breakthrough Daily attitude adjuster to get myself in high gear, ready to go. Well, actually, my friend, we actually have a speaker this morning that is incredible. His name is Dr. Willie Jolley. Now, he's an ordained minister. He's voted one of the top 5 speakers in the world by 175,000 people in Toastmasters. He was voted the #1 inspirational and motivational speaker. As a matter of fact, on the one tour when Zig Ziglar got sick and could no longer travel, he chose personally, handpicked this man, Willie Jolley, to take his place. He's been on the tour, obviously, with Les Brown and Gladys Knight. I mean, the guy has made jingles. He and his lovely wife, Dee, have written powerful books. As a matter of fact, last night, every Monday, Married Mondays, they do a powerful training. And last night, my friend, was no different. I enjoyed the training. And so you're going to enjoy him with great delight this morning. I mean, he's got a heart as big as Texas. He knows the facts. He loves to have fun. And not only that, my friend, he's got what you need to empower you to do what you need to do. And so corporations have paid him huge amounts of money. He's been able to help turn around and change so many businesses. And my friend, with your life, you can do the same if you'll give him a hearing and then implement what he has to say. So with no further ado, my good friend, matter of fact, when you want to know how I got the name Dr. Breakthrough, well, I was speaking with Dr. Jolley in Howard University, and he said, you need to be called Dr. Breakthrough. All righty, Dr. Willie Jolley, fire us up, buddy.
Well, I have only just a minute, only 60 seconds in it, forced upon me. I can't refuse it. I didn't seek it. I didn't choose it, but it's up to me to use it. I must suffer if I lose it, give account if I abuse it. Oh, it's just a tiny little minute, but our eternities are wrapped up in it. Good morning to my dear friend, Dr. Stan Harris, and everybody on the Breakthrough Leadership Call. It's time to grow and go to another level. Have you ever wondered why, folks? Some people can make $1 million, lose it, make a second million, lose that, then make a third million, while other people can't even make ends meet. Why is it some people, no matter what they touch, it seems to turn to gold, while other people can work hard all day long but never quite hit the mark? Why is it? Well, the reason is that those people who are consistently successful, who consistently are able to be accepting and exceptional in their efforts, they know the recipe. They know the recipe for success. And once you know the recipe, you can recreate success over and over again. Once something disappears, you can bring it back again because you know the recipe, just like making a cake or pie. Everybody here who's listening to me today knows someone who makes great cakes and pies. Every time they make that cake or pie, it tastes the exact same way because they know the recipe. So if the pie or cake is eaten up by their relatives and friends, they can go make another one because they know the recipe and it tastes the exact same way. Today, I want to give you a recipe that will help you to win, because that's what I do. I help people stop losing market share, wallet share, and start winning in terms of their revenues, in terms of their marriages, in terms of their businesses, in terms of their personal life. To stop losing and stop winning. And so my question, how many of y'all want to win? Do you want to win? See, I ask that question because when I ask that question, everybody will put up their hands. When I'm in one of my rallies, seminars, when I do an event around the country, around the world, I say, how many want to win? And everybody puts up their hands. And that is true. The problem is that they say they want to win, which they do. But there's a big difference between the want to win and the will to win. There's a big chasm, a gap, a valley, a moment that they have to make a decision. Do I really want to win? And do I have the willingness to do what it takes to win? And that's what I'm here to do today, to encourage you. First, I want to thank my friend Dr. Breakthrough for that great, wow, I was inspired by his attitude adjuster message, Dr. Breakthrough. You're going to send that to me. 'Cause I need to read that and get that as well as what I share with my staff every day. Because see, every day, every morning with my staff, we do a chant, and I'll do it with y'all. And please repeat after me wherever you are. You can say it if you're able to. If you're in your office building, you can't say it obviously out loud. But if you can say it out loud, we start every day with this: I am healthy. I am
I am
wealthy.
healthy.
I am
wealthy.
happy. I am whole.
happy.
I
whole.
feel terrific.
I feel
am blessed
terrific.
and highly favored.
I am
This
blessed
is the
and highly
day
favored.
that the
This is the
Lord
day.
has made, and
The
I
Lord
will
has made.
rejoice and be
I will
glad
rejoice.
in it. And I
Glad.
pray, send
I pray.
prosperity today.
Send prosperity
Millions
today.
and millions are coming my
Millions.
way in return for what I give in value to the world.
In value to the world.
And we do that every day, and we feel better because you got to speak good into your life. You got to speak good into your household. One of the things that keeps people from winning is that they say they want to win, but then the negative talk and negative conversation in the inner psyche talks them out of it. You know, I always like to ask, how many of you who are listening have had at least one good idea in your life? How many have one good idea? Yeah. Everybody. Now, how many of you have talked you out at least one good idea? You told yourself you're too old, you're too young, it wouldn't work. That doesn't make any sense. It can't happen. And we talk ourselves out of our best idea without giving it a shot because the idea was there, but we don't act on it. And statistics show that everybody has at least 4 ideas a year that would make them wealthy, and only 3% act on them because that inner conversation, that negative programming, impacts our thinking. So we have to readjust. I have a picture that I love to look at. It's a picture of a person's brain or head that's like open halfway, like on a hinge, and there's a person with a screwdriver making some adjustments in your brain because we need our brains worked on. We come to this call with all sorts of programming. We got programming that we learned when we were children, that we were taught that money is the root of all evil. And it's deep in our psyche. We heard it so long and so many years, money, but that's not what the scripture says. It says the love of money is the root of all evil. And by that it means that when you put money in its improper place, it will start to make you make decisions that are not good for your long-term success. Money is a tool. Money, I love my car. I like it a lot. I need it. But I don't love it bigger than God. God is the source of my life and the strength of my life. I enjoy driving my car. We just drove down to Richmond for an event over the weekend, and the car drove itself a little bit of the way. I said, I like this. This is good. I put it on autopilot. But I don't put it before God. I love my family, and so I need money, and I'm supposed to have money, and so are you. So we got to retweak that thought in our mind that when we start going toward money, that it's the root of all evil. No, that's not true. So we got to retweak that. We got to retweak that we're not quite good enough. Someone said it along the way, maybe when you're little, that you're not good enough, that you're not good enough. But I'm saying you are good enough. I'm saying that we got to retweak that you were born for greatness. Zig used to say you were designed for greatness. You were engineered for greatness. When you were born, you were developed and put into the world for greatness. You didn't come here just to eat up the food and drink up the water and suck up the air. You came here to do something great. Great with your life. Something extraordinary with your life. Something so good that when you come to die, and everybody got a date that they're going to die, but when you come to die, even the undertaker, the mortician, the funeral director who makes their living at dealing with people who die, they will be sad to see you go. They said, this is one I don't want to take that money because I'd rather they be here because they made such a difference in my life, in my community. That's the kind of life I want you to live, that you would live a life that when you gone, people will be talking about you years and years and years and years and years into the future saying, wow, I still miss them. That's the kind of life I want to live. I want to live that kind of life that when I'm gone, 100 years from now, somebody will say, hey, man, this book that Dr. Willie Jolley wrote still blessing me. This message I heard on YouTube or I heard on audio just still blessing me. It's 100 years old, but that's the message of changing my life, changing my children, changing my family, what he poured into me. So I want you to do something so outstanding, so amazing. You know, how Dr. Howard Thurman said that we've got to live a life so that when we die, God won't be shamed for making us. So, what is going to take to win? What is it going to take to do it? 'Cause I want you to win. I want you to win. I want you to win. So here's what I want you to do. A couple things I want to do before I want to give everybody my newest project is jollygoodnews.org. Jolly Jolley goodnews.org. It's my new faith-based site where we're gonna help people to get good news in a time of bad news and sad news and false news and depressing news. I just had Les Brown on my Sirius XM show, and Les said something that was so profound. He said, "Did you know, Willie, that that the suicide rate has doubled in the last 7 years, highest it's been ever, and that's due to all the bad news, the bad social media, the bad influence that people are having that just impacting them. So what we got to do is get some good news into the marketplace, some good news into people's psyche. So Jolly Good News, we're going to put books into prisons. So those who are in prison won't stay that way. They'll come out different. We're going to put my youth PBS special into schools, and that's our goal. So we're raising money to do that. So you can go there, get some good news, and then also be a partner with us there to help us in these efforts. Now, first, I'm going to give you 4 steps though to win more. 4 steps to win more.
Now, Doc, let me just interfere. Jolly Good News is JOLLEY, folks.
EY, that's right. Goodnews.org. That's right. It's .org. Okay. Now, 4 steps to get going. 1, vision. Got to grow your vision. What changed my life was I had to see myself bigger. I was a nightclub singer, broke, busted nightclub singer who got fired and replaced by a karaoke machine, and I didn't know what I was going to do. So someone gave me some motivational materials. I had never heard a motivational tape. I had never read a motivational book. I never thought about self-development, self-improvement. I just thought I was just as good as I could be, the way I was. But thank God somebody gave me that material, and it changed my thinking. And I started to change my life, and so I got a bigger vision of myself. A bigger vision of myself. I love the quote about the man who's on his deathbed, and all around him are these ghoulish figures with hideous-sounding voices and bulging eyes, saying, "We are the dreams that God gave you to bring to life. Now, we must die with you because you didn't move on us. You didn't take advantage of what God gave you." So I'm encouraging you to get a bigger vision. Everybody got some dreams, but what happens is the dreams get covered over with muck and mire because of the negative conversations, the negative influences that have impacted our lives over the years. People telling you you're not good enough. People tell you all those kind of negative things that you've heard over the years. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to take out a piece of paper. I want you to ask yourself 2 questions. I want your first question is, I'm going to give you an analogy. If you went to the doctor said, I got good news, bad news. Bad news, you got 1 year to live. You got a very rare illness, guarantees in 365 days you're going to die. Good news is it's a very rare illness. It also guarantees in the next 364 days you will achieve anything you attempt. What 10 things would you attempt if you could not fail? Write down 10 things today. Write down 10 things on a piece of paper and read that piece of paper for the next 30 days. If you could not fail and you had 365 days, but anything you attempt in the next 364 days, you will achieve, what would you attempt? Write everything as big as you can think. Get a bigger vision. Pull out some of the things that have been buried over the years with dirt and muck and mire from negative influences. Write them down and read them. So you got to get a bigger vision for yourself. That's going to help you get a bigger vision. Next, you got to make some tough decisions. So after you make the bigger vision, then you got to go to decision. Decision is taken from the Greek word to cut. If you make an incision, you cut in. You make a decision, you cut off. You're going to have to cut off some negative people, some negative places, negative things. You've got to make some tough decisions because who you hang around with is who you will become. So some of the people you hang around with are not helping you to get to your goals. You get this new big goal, this new big vision, but you've got to look at the people you hang around. People who are always crying and whining and complaining, talking about people. They're all they're talking about is people and things. No, you got to get around people like a Dr. Stan Harris who talk about ideas. You got to be around people who talk about ideas. So you got to make some tough decisions. You got to make some tough decisions. You got to make some tough decisions. Who you hang around with, because that will impact what you will become. Someone said if you hang around with 9 losers, you're going to be number 10. So vision, decision. Then you got to take some action. You must take action. Two little birds sitting on a telephone wire. One of them decides to fly away. How many little birds you got left? 2. What? Yeah, until you take action on your decisions, nothing really happens. Everybody has made a decision. Oh, I'm gonna start a company. Oh, I'm gonna go back to school. Or I'm gonna, and we do the I'm gonna one day out and the biggest island in the world, and we never do it because we never take the action step. We talk about it, but we don't do it. I'm saying do it, do it now, do it today. Get it going now. Have a sign looking me in my face right now in my office. Willie, what did you do today to make your dreams come true? Come on, somebody. Woo! Come on, somebody. What did I read that every day? Willie, what did you do today to make your dreams come true? You must take action. Now, what one of the biggest actions you're going to take is you got to grow yourself. You've got to grow you. Now, you get a bigger vision, and then you got to grow you. You got to become a better you. Now, Dr. Stan Harris, y'all ever seen him? Some of y'all might have heard his voice, but may not have seen him. This guy's got muscles everywhere. Every which way. He got muscles everywhere. This guy is a muscle guy. It's a muscle man, and He's Dr. Breakthrough because he breaks uh, concrete blocks and wood, but that didn't happen without him working on his physical body, doing the exercise, working on becoming better. Hey, Dr. Stan, did you start off the first day you ever started your martial arts? Was that the day you broke all, a bunch of stuff, or did you have to work up to breaking that stuff?
Had to work up. When I started, they called me Mr. Baboon. I tripped up my own feet. But after many, many years, I was able to do what you're talking about.
Right. So see, he started like going to a gym where you could only pick up a barbell for 10 pounds or 20 pounds. He didn't start picking up 100-pound weights, but he worked on it. He worked his way up, and that's why I want to say to you, you got to work your way up. Now that you got a bigger vision, you got to get a bigger you. You got to become a better you. I say to myself every day, if you have my Attitude of Excellence book, by the way, let me give you a free chapter from my Attitude of Excellence book. The Attitude of Excellence book is the one that's going to help you grow your people, your organization. It's the stories and the strategies I use to help Ford Motor Company in 2006, 2007, 2008. I worked with Ford, and they were on the brink of bankruptcy. 2009, after 3 years of working with them, they were able to reject the government bailout and go from losing $1 million a month in 2006 to making $1 billion a month in 2009 in a down economy. What changed? Thinking. So that book talks about it, and the foreword is written by Alan Mulally, the CEO of Ford, and how he said how this book is something everybody on every team needs to have. Go to attitudeofexcellence.com. williejolly.com, get a free chapter. And in that book, I talk about the fact that you've got to grow your thinking, and you've got to grow your action, and you've got to make some new steps. So you've got to become a better, bigger, greater you. And in order to do that, you've got to develop yourself. So that's you got to take action. And let me give you one more thing. While I've given you stuff, why don't you go to williejolly.com/gift. williejolly.com/gift. WILL. I'll give you even easier. WJSpeaks.com/gift. WJSpeaks.com/gift. Get some of the books and resources that I used when I went from broke and busted and disgusted to becoming a bigger, better version of myself. Some of the same resources I put on that site absolutely free. So WJSpeaks.com/gift, because somebody gave them to me. I didn't know nothing about self-development, about self-help, but someone gave them to me, and I want to give them to you because I believe that as you give, so shall you be given. So,
Okay,
and then you pass it
not
on.
pulling up.
So
Just
go
real
to
quick, that's not pulling up.
wjspeaks.com/gift. Anyway, you got to have vision, decision, action. Action. You must take action. So that's what I want you to do. Today, I want you to do 3 things toward your goal. 3 things toward your goal. And every day, 3 things. Make a phone call. Write a letter. Ask someone for help. 3 things every day consistently is better than 100 things every now and then. And then the last part of this formula is you must have great desire. You got to want it back. See, go back to where we started. I asked everybody who wants to win, and everybody put up your hand. Everybody put it, but now who has the will to win? I mean, really, the will. You got to have the desire, the will to grit it out, the will to get up when you've been knocked down to canvas, the will to have faith when the money's short, the will to do it. I'm going to make it somehow, somewhere. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but Lord knows I'm going to do this. I'm going to win this war. Somebody better get out of my way because I ain't giving up. They might knock me down. They may beat me down, but I refuse to stay down. You may knock me down 700 times, but I'm getting up at 700 the first time. I don't care what it takes. I'm getting back up. That's a desire factor. And when that desire factor kicks in and you got the vision, you made a decision, you took an action, and you got great desire. Whew. Now, how do you stoke that desire? How do you grow that desire? You got to put your input. Your input determines your output. That's why I read and listen. If you were where I am right now, I'm in my office, and I've got thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of resources all over this office that I've invested. I think back when I was a new speaker, I went to a seminar. I heard about this guy who was helping people become millionaires, and I kept hearing about it. And I said, I got to go to that. I got to go. And I called the guy's office. I said, I hear he makes millionaires. The lady said, it's true. I said, okay, I need to come to the seminar. And I'm making about $100 speech at this point. And I said, I got to come. And the lady said, okay. She didn't know about it. I said, I got to come. She said, we got one seat left, one seminar left this year. If that's it. I said, I left my seat, ma'am. I said, how much is it? She said, $10,000. I said, what did you say? She said, $10,000. In my mind, I said, what's $10,000 for 3 days? Going to a seminar? I learned that stuff at home. But the greater part of me spoke to my spirit and said, you know what, Willie? That's stupid. That's stupid. There is a price for success. The price to go to college, a price to go to law school, a price to go to med school. And then there's a cost for not being willing to pay the price. Staying the same, wasting time. Being at the same place next year as you are this year, or being at the same place this year as you were last year this time, not growing. That's a cost. You can make more money, but you can't make no more time. Stop being stupid. And I said to that lady, ma'am, I'm coming. I sent her a deposit of $200, which all I had in my bank account, and I went to work. I begged, I borrowed. I didn't steal, but I begged and borrowed. And I got the money up to go to that seminar. And 3 days later, after I went to that seminar, I came back home with a new mindset, and I quickly made $100,000. And the next year, when it was time to go, I paid me and my wife to go. And the next year, when he went up to 15 grand, I paid for both of us to go and I wrote a check. Boom, because I learned there's a price for success and a cost for not being willing to pay the price. So I want to offer you, everybody here, I got an offer for you because I want you to grow. I want you to win. I want you to go to williejolly.com/billionaire. I did the Billionaires Mastermind Forum, and I gave them an offer, and they jumped on it like crazy. I've got 2 things. You can get a bag, the Willie Jolley bag of all my books. It's $100. Or you got the box. Now the box is the wow box to grow your faith, your family, your finances. It's all my resources, all in one big, beautiful box that will help you stop losing and start winning. I think about my friend Frank from Atlanta. Frank might have even been on this call. Frank's on all the calls. Frank saw me with with Bishop T.D. Jakes in Atlanta. We were doing an event together, and Frank said, "I need the box." He bought the box. Frank's business. He called me. He called me every couple months, said my business is booming because I invested in myself. Go and get the box. I think the box is half price on that site, and so go get the box. You get my Rich Success Entrepreneurs package by itself is worth $400, and that's me and Les Brown together talking about how to develop the millionaire mindset. It's awesome. So I encourage you to go get the box, get busy, get going. So, Dr. Stan, was it half hour? I got one more thing I want to say. Can I go just a little longer?
Man, take as long as you want, man.
All right.
I'll make an executive decision.
All right.
They got to go, they can drop off.
I know people got to drop off, so I'm just going to give them a word of encouragement. Remember, jollygoodnews.org. Go get there and be some of the resources. The wjspeaks.com/gift. Get the free gift that changed my life and can change your life, and share it with your friends and family members. We want to impact millions of people. By the way, before I forget, we do have Sirius XM. If you got Sirius XM, you want to listen every week to my show on Sirius XM, the #1 self-help motivation show in the country now. I'm very grateful for that show, that all the people who say their lives have been changed and it's part of their weekly routine. Saturday afternoons, 4 o'clock, Sirius XM channel 141, Saturday at 4 Eastern time. It re-airs Monday morning at 8, Tuesday evening at 6, and Wednesday morning at 11. Oh, but what happens if you don't have Sirius XM? What happens if you don't have that in your car or in your home? That's okay, no problem, because I put them all somewhere where you can get them absolutely free. All these interviews. I got hundreds of interviews over there. Les Brown, T.D. Jakes, John Maxwell, Bill Marriott, Damon John, Mark Victor Hansen. You name them, we got them. Gladys Knight, one after another. We got the best, the brightest, and the big thinkers. Now you go to get that absolutely free on my podcast. We now put it on podcast on iHeartRadio, the biggest podcast distributor in the world. We are on iHeartRadio. We're also on iTunes, on Stitcher, on TuneIn, on Spotify, and on C-Suite Radio. Go get it, and it's the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways podcast. Go get it. And Dr. Stan mentioned last night that we do a Happily Married Monday with the Jollies every Monday night at 9 o'clock. We try to save 1 million marriages. 50% of marriages in America break up because of divorce, including Christian marriages, and most of them didn't start with them not liking each other. They started in love, all hot and couldn't keep their hands off each other. But somewhere along the way, they had a little crack in the marriage, a little crack, a little splinter got in, but it wasn't dealt with. It wasn't. They didn't have a system for fixing it, and so it got bigger and bigger and bigger. And one day it was a chasm. We want to save marriages. We want to enhance marriages. We want to grow marriages. So we wrote a book. My wife and I, we've been married 34 years, haven't had an argument in 30 years. After a number of years of just almost breaking up weekly because of arguing, we learned some systems from some wise mentors. Write this down. There are 2 ways to get to any goal: mentors and mistakes.
Come on.
Both will get you there, but one gets you there with less headaches, heartaches, and knots upside your head. Get mentors. That's why I'm glad you listened to this call. Get mentors who will help you. They've been where you want to go. They can tell you where the things are, the bumps in the road, the gullies in the road. So we tell people now in this book what the mentors told us. Here's what you do. If you use these systems, they will work. We started using them. They work. We haven't had an argument in 30 years. Been married 34 years. And our marriage is just incredible. We come on every Monday night. So go to jollymarriage.com and get the free chapter from the marriage book, and then join us every Monday night, 9 o'clock. Oh, you can't do it because you work on Monday night. Well, it's on YouTube now. We got a whole YouTube channel. We're really serious about doing this vision that God has given us to do. Bigger, greater, grander, more expansive. So let me close with this last thing. My favorite story. If you ever came to see me on the Get Motivated tour, where I was honored to replace my mentor, Zig Ziglar. It was me and Les Brown. I'd open and Les would close, and it was a great tour. We did it for a number of years all over the country. If you ever came to the Get Motivated tour, you would hear me speak, and you hear me close every session with this story. I was a new speaker. I had no books, no tapes, no television, no radio. Had no credentials. I had no credentials to be a speaker. Struggling to keep the lights on, struggling to keep the phones on, struggling. Well, I'd make phone calls, sales calls, and people say, "I don't know who you are," and hang up in my face. I'd be discouraged. I'd be rejected. I would feel down. I wouldn't make any more calls that day because I had been rejected. And I was hurting. But it take me a couple of days sometimes to get myself together to make more calls. And one day, after getting rejected, a couple of days went by. I got myself together. Okay, I'm gonna get back in there. I'm gonna do it again. And I made my first call. And God was very receptive. He said, "Oh, I like the way you're talking. I like what you're saying. I like your energy." He said, "I'm having a conference. I'm having a meeting in Florida, and I think I'd like to have a speaker. We were going to have a networking opening session, but I think a speaker would be great." He told me what kind of budget he had. It was way above what I even charged. I said, "Yes, I could do that." He said, "We'll fly you down." I said, "That would be great." So I went down and I gave the speech. They gave me a standing ovation. Then they gave me my check. I was ecstatic. I had not been paid that much money to give a speech ever in my life. Wow, 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 wow. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. Now, and I get on the plane. I'm on my way home. And I'm feeling good. I pulled that check out a second time, and I looked at the check the second time though. I got depressed because I realized that money was already allocated. It was gone. I owed the water company, the phone company, the electric company. It was gone. I started having a pity party with myself right there in B-22. Older gentleman struck up a conversation with me. He told me he was a minister. He lectured every day in a different city about health and wealth. I said, You speak every day?" He said, "Yes." I said, "You fly every day?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Wow." We talked for a few more minutes, then he asked me a question that changed the trajectory of my future. He said, "Young man, how old do you think I am?" I looked him up and down. I said, "Sir, I think you I say about 60. He smiled. He took off his glasses, looked me dead in the eye. He said, "Young man, I'm 88 years old. I'm 88, and my best is yet to come." In that moment, everything shifted in my head. If an 88-year-old man could have the optimism to believe that his best days were in front of him and not behind him, what did I have to whine and cry and complain about? I went home with a new attitude, and I got on that phone and started making sales calls. And if people say no, I'd say next. They said, "I'm not interested in what you got." I said, "Thank you. You're not the right one." But 25 years have gone by. I've been inducted into the Speaker Hall of Fame. I've been named one of the top 5 speakers in the world. I've been named a legend of the speaking industry. I got best-selling books, television, radio, podcasts. I'm all over the world, but it's just the tip of the iceberg of what is yet to come. And I came on this call because my friend Dr. Stan Harris asked me, would I make time to be here? I said, I got a full day on Tuesday, but I'll be there. And I came here to say to you, wherever you are in America, around the world, listening to this, wherever you are, I want you to know your best is yet to come. Your best is yet to come. Your best is yet to come. God bless you. And if anybody wants to be in the speaking industry, we want more speakers to be able to share a message of hope and possibility. We do our annual speaker boot camp once a year in November, the weekend before Thanksgiving, here in D.C. If you want to be a part of that, go to jollyrichtspeaking.com and jollyrichtspeaking.com and get the information on our boot camp. And we have it in my space, in my office, and it's limited seating. I want to put hands on to help people personally. This isn't one of my assistants who's doing it. I'm personally helping people. We've had people like Delatoro McNeil who become just superstars. We've had so many who've grown massive speaking businesses who've been through that. I want to help grow more speakers. So jollyrichtspeaking.com if you want to be one of the people who are going to be one of those seats that we got in my office around my table. You'll be like that guy who helped me around his table. Changed my life. Dr. Stan, you're a powerful man. You're a powerful man. And what you do and your associates on this call to empower and uplift people is such a blessing. What a visionary. So I want to thank you for being you and what you've continued to do to inspire people globally. I'm grateful to call you my friend. Folks, this is Dr. Willie Jolley. I want to thank you for your time. And for sure, your best is yet to come. God bless you.
Wow, wow, wow. Now y'all know. Some of y'all thought I was just hyping it up a little bit, right? But by the way, while you were speaking, Doc, I was on Facebook Messenger like, look, are you missing Dr. Jolley? Jump on. And thank God many of them jumped on. And so thank you again, man. This is powerful, folks. I hope you got that. Such rich, powerful information. Doc, you talked about expanding your vision. Then you talked about making the decision. Then you talked about taking the action. I wasn't clear on that fourth one. I want to make sure I have that one down.
Desire. Okay. Desire. The desire. You got to have a vision, a bigger vision of yourself. Decision. You got to take action. I mean, you got to see yourself and move on it. Take action on it. And then the desire. You got to want it bad. You go from the want to win to the will to win.
Awesome. You know, while you're speaking, one of our Shantae's texted me, "Oh, I'm getting his box."
Amen. It's gonna work. Folks, it's gonna work for you. It's gonna work for you. It'll change your family too. It'll change some of your children. My PBS special for youth is in there because many people are distracted by their teenagers who are messing up or living under their potential and possibilities, and they can't focus on their success because they focus on this kid. So we got something to help motivate your children. We got something to help motivate your parents. We got something to help motivate your spouse who don't believe in you. You know, sometimes you got a spouse who I'm thankful my wife believes in me, but I had to grow her. I remember when I told her I want you to come work with me. She said, "Are you crazy? Working in an entrepreneur? I like my good government job." But I had to start giving her resources. Hey, let me know what you think about this. Not that you need it. No. Never say you need it to your spouse. Say, let me know what you think about this book, this audio. And let me know what you think. And as they reviewed it to let me know what they thought about it, they got changed. Come on, somebody. Before long, she said, "I don't need to work for government no more. I need to work for myself." My wife been working with me 20 years. She is a superstar entrepreneur because of what I shared with her. Get the box. Share it with your spouse. Share it with your children. Share the resource. It's a power pack. It's packed with stuff. Music, inspiration. It will change you from stop losing. Start winning. Come on. Dr. Stan, you done got me fired up this morning.
Man, you got us fired up, and I'm going to have to bring out Coach 100K. By the way, Dr. Jolley's also an ordained minister, so many of you bishops and pastors on the line, you also want to contact him, have him come speak at the church, so forth. But Dr. Jolley,
real quick, let me just say this. Let me say,
okay.
I got a new thing, Dr. Stan. I'm so excited about it. And you got to tell all your pastors this. We've got a new program that we've just launched called Jolley Church Growth Program. And it's helping pastors grow their volunteer workers. We found over the years great preachers who are let down by their supporting cast.
Wow.
People come to the church to visit, and some person who love the Lord, or they love the Lord, but who have no skill to serve, no training, are rude and offend the person before the pastor can get up and give a chance to invite them to accept the Lord as well as to be a part of the church. And that person leaves and then tells everybody they know, them people over there nasty, they rude to me. And they leave, and that could have been a person who brought their tithe and offering. We teach about tithe and offering. And so what we're doing now is we got a program to train volunteer workers via a online portal so that they can go from good workers to great workers and can support the pastor better. Oh man, pastors, you would reach out to me about that. We'll let you know more about that.
Awesome. And of course, if you just go to williejolly.com, there's a place you can leave a voice message and so forth. And so just to make sure you get the resources now, williejolly.com/gift.
Yeah.
Willie Jolley, JOLLEY.com/gift. And then williejolly.com/billionaire to get that book, the whole package there. So again, /billionaire. And then, of course, jollyrichtspeaking.com. JollyRichSpeaking.com. That's coming up November 21st to the 23rd in D.C. So I'm going to ask you a quick question, and then Coach 100K, you can come on out, Pastor Kenny Smith, and close it out with a question. But, Doc, man, people, I was working with one of my mentors, and by the way, I first heard about you through Charlie Tremendous Jones. Life is Tremendous.
Oh, man, what a blessing he was to me.
As a matter of fact, I asked him, I said, Charlie, what's your secret to being married 65 years? He said, man, you really want to know? I was like, yes. He said, are you serious? I said, I'm serious. He said, I refuse to allow her to ruin the life of another man. If she refused to allow me to ruin the life of another woman, we decided we're going to stick in there and take it like men and women. But
that's Charlie. That was Charlie.
Yeah,
that was Charlie.
And you know what he said, though? He turned around. He said, but seriously, though, he said, reading to each other. He said, things she's tried to tell me, I wouldn't hear. Things I tried telling her, she wouldn't hear. But when we read to each other, so he said, just read a little bit get a good book, and you read to your wife one night, and then she reads back to you. And it said, and through the reading process, they will pick up on stuff that you couldn't get to them, and vice versa. And that was a thing that gave Nadia and I another breakthrough. Of course, we love your book, the U&D, and I love, like last night on the Motivational Monday, I had somebody who's on this call now asked me about if I had any recordings, marriage and so forth. And I was like, man, look, Dr. Jolley's doing a free one every Monday, right?
Amen.
Not to mention the book. So real quick,
Amen.
Here's a question. So tell us real quick, briefly, have you ever been a time in your life when like you just say, you know what, I think this is it. I don't see myself going any further. See, I tell people all the time, I know how to handle the good days. Tell me about one of the worst times of your life and how you got out of that.
Well, there've been a lot of challenging times. The worst day of my life was in 2003, or the worst season. Let's put it like that. In April of 2003, my mother died. Now you're looking at a guy who's a mama's baby boy, and every day I would call my mother from wherever I was in the world. Every day, when I was home, I'd take her coffee, and I could go to 7-Eleven, get coffee and a sausage sandwich every day. 2003 April, Mama died. My brother, myself, and her other son, Les Brown, the three of us eulogized her. And 25 days later, my brother dropped dead of a heart attack. 8 hours after that, my father-in-law, who was my mentor, pastor, my wife's father, who was a pastor and who mentored me, died. Same day as my brother. Same day. So I was overwhelmed with grief. I didn't know if I could make it. I didn't know if I wanted to make it. But by the grace of God, I had an experience that changed my life. And it was the experience that God will send people your way. If you are open to receive and you're open to think about what God can do, then He will send people your way that will inspire you. I hope today's message will inspire. I hope that you'll share this recording with your friends and family members. And this man inspired me and told me that they okay. He said, they okay. And he was a preacher, old preacher. He said, I'm trying to get in. I want to let you know your mama, your brother, and your father-in-law, they got in. They in. Now, what are you going to do so you get in? And when he said that, they in. They got in. We all trying to get in. They in. What we trying to do is get in. It lifted the grief off. And in fact, that whole story is in the box. It's in the Chicken Soup for the Soul. I mean, the story is phenomenal. It's in Chicken Soup for the Soul book, number 2, which went on to be number 1 of the top 100 stories of all time of Chicken Soup series. It's in the book, the 100 top stories from the Chicken Soup series. It's in that book. And it will bless you. So that's in the box. When you get the box, you get that. Now, here's what I want to say to people. You're going to have moments where life hits you, knocks you down. And that's when you've got to have resources and friends that you can rely on. When I have those days, when it's tough, I got resources. I go to my library. That's why you got a library. You ought to have a library where I have books. I say, or I've got audios where I can go pull something off the shelf and say, here's what I need today. I need to listen to this today. I need to read this today. And that's why we encourage people to invest, because everybody's going to have one of them days. They're going to have one of the days where you need resources that will help you Once you get a new word, a new encouragement, a new inspiration, you're gonna be okay. And that's why I hope this call will be a blessing. I want you to make this recording something you'll go back to and say, oh, "Thank you, Dr. Jolley." And I hope 100 years ago, you know what I talked about. 100 years from now, this recording will be around, and somebody who is yet unborn, who is not even here on the earth, will be able to listen to this recording and say, "I needed that today. Thank you." Thank you, Dr. Stan, for orchestrating that empowerment call, that uplift call that Dr. Jolley was on that day. It was October the 15th in 2019. Boy, that's 100 years old today, but it's still blessing. That's my goal. That's my goal. See, I believe we ought to plant trees and plant seeds for trees we'll never sit under. Come on, we ought to be thinking about. I'm thinking about 100 years from now that some child will walk into my house, or a house that they live in, and see a picture of me and my wife and say, "Thank you, great, 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 great granddaddy and great, 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 great grandmama for what y'all did to allow us to have a business, to have a legacy." You know, Scripture says a good man leaves a legacy for his children's great grandchildren. Come on, man. You got me fired up here, Dr. Stan.
Okay. All right. All right, Coach, come on, man. By the way, Coach, come on out here. Coach 100K, his desire is to empower 100,000 families, make six figures or more. And this guy's made millions in the industry and an incredible student. Coach 100K, you got a question for
Dr. Jolley? Dr. Jolley, great job, man. Impactful information. Thank you, my friend. How are you?
I'm blessed and grateful. I'm grateful. That's what I am.
I know you are. Listen, there's so much great information, but I wanted to just give a little testimony to what you said about churches. This past Sunday, we had a lady come and join the church. She was crying. I mean, she was really remorseful, and really, she almost didn't come back. And she said the reason she almost didn't come back to the church because she had a great service that day. She enjoyed it. Her soul was uplifted. She went out to the parking lot, and somebody had put gum on her car. And so you think about what the devil's doing, what somebody can do that would, just call somebody to say, "That's it. I'm not coming back. I'm not going." It's just so many small things that can happen that are big things in people's lives that throw them off. And she said, probably was just some little kid or something. She don't know if it's an adult or kid, but that gum, because somebody wasn't watching the parking lot or whatever have you, could cause that lady to never come back to our ministry. And she fought through and made it through. What do you say about something like that?
I got a better story. Let me tell you a story. I'm a member of First Baptist Church of Glenarden, the biggest church in the state of Maryland. We have a facility with 4,000 seats, the biggest membership, let's put it like that. There's some churches that have big plants, but this had 4,000 seats, 4 services a day. When I joined the church had a smaller facility with a sanctuary that held about 800 people and had overflows. But when I joined, it was after visiting a big mega church where we had a known great orator in the D.C. area. I was looking for a new church. I went to this church, and as I'm going in, first-time visitor, I'm walking down the street, the path. I go across this circular driveway to go into the church, and the guy who's directing traffic hollers at me, "Hey, get up! Get back! You can't come here! You know that! Go over there! You ain't supposed to do this! What's wrong with you? You crazy?" I said, "But I can just get over there." And I walked around, walked in the church, went up to the seat, sat there. The preacher preached. I don't know what he said because I couldn't get past that. I did not join that church that day. I joined First Baptist Church of Glenarden about a month later when somebody invited me. And as I said, when I joined, it had a sanctuary of 800. I started teaching the church growth program to their church workers. I started with the bookstore, then the ushers, then the greeters, then the parking lot ministry about world-class customer-centric service that I teach to Nordstroms and Hyatt and Gaylord. I taught it to church folk who were volunteer workers who had never been through a training program on world-class customer service. The church started growing. Today it's got 4,000 seats, 4 services a day, biggest church in the state. So I say to you, what would have happened if I had been treated nicely at that first church? What would have happened in their church? So you know what, Pastor? You're right on. People People want to be treated well, and that's why we started doing what we teach for big major corporations who pay me, you know, lots of money to come and teach them Gaylord. I do it every year. I want to do it for churches because we sell a better product than anybody else in the world.
Come on now.
Come on.
Wow. Amen.
We actually give it for free.
Come on, somebody.
Wow.
So I'm
All
great.
righty. Well,
All righty. Well, I thank you, Dr. Stan. You are a great man. Thank you, Pastor. Thank you, all the listeners.
Amen.
I asked y'all to do one thing. I'm asking everybody to do. Yesterday, I was coming from Richmond, Virginia, and I stopped at a Wawa to get some coffee. And I'm in line, and I'm getting my coffee, and there's a gentleman behind me, and he has a cup of coffee. And I say to the lady, "Hey, thank you." She said, "You owe whatever it was, $1.50." I said, "Thank you, ma'am. That's mine." I said, "Could you pay? Could you also let me pay for the man behind me?" He said, "What?" I said, "Let me pay for them." He said, "Why?" I said, "Because I want to bless you." And he said, "Wow." I said, all I ask is pass it on.
Come
Do
on.
it simple. And so my request is, if this message today, folks, blessed you, if it helped you, Dr. Stan, can they pass on the recording?
Yes, sir. I'll make it available to everybody that's on my text list. I'll post it on Facebook, and I'll get it out.
All right. So my only request is you pass it on. I gave Dr. Stan. Did you send me any money today?
Not yet.
No.
Hey,
No.
Hydration drops.
but no. I'm saying that to say he did not pay me for this. He did not give me a penny, and I didn't ask him for a penny. All he did was call me and said, "Doc, I need you to come, and could you make time on your schedule?" I said, "Absolutely, for you, Dr. Stan." In other words, this is not because of pay. This is because we want to bless somebody. He's doing it to bless somebody. I'm doing it to bless somebody. Pastor isn't doing it to bless somebody. All we ask you to do, pass it on. Bless somebody.
Come on.
That's how we do. That's how we roll. That's how me and Dr. Stan have been friends all these years. We just bless each other. And as you give, so shall it be given unto you. Pressed down, shaken together, overflow. Bless somebody. Pass it on.
Wow. Well, thank you, man. Appreciate that. Powerful, powerful, folks. You heard it, and now you need to do something about it.